Is there a chat or anything I should be in to see what people are saying?
Twitch chat.
Oh, Twitch chat at twitch.tv/
Commanderin MTG Podcast. Here, I'll put it right in.
Oh, Commanderin MTG Podcast.
Sorry.
I will note that you have about currently typoed. It should be you have all about CommanderFest.
Where? Oh, I do.
Got you covered.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. We would have had to stream with that.
Would have been a disaster. Can't be having this.
Yeah, there we go. So I think I'll just fire us up and go live. Ready?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Anybody looking at us can hear us right now. Let me turn this off, and there we are.
Commanderin. Hello.
Why, hello, Gavin. How are you?
I am doing great, Phil. I'm so excited to be here tonight. Thanks for having me on the show.
You're welcome, and thanks for making the time to come on the show. This is really cool of you. I know that we are sandwiched between this and you got to run pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, I mean, I am a runner. So I got to get down this treadmill and just keep on going. No, I've got a flight to catch tonight. So, but it worked out great. I was like, Phil asked if I could do Commanderin sometime soon. He's like, hey, pick a day. We'll try and make it work. Can you ever do a Wednesday? And I'm like, if you do this Wednesday at this time, I'll be at work before my flight leaves, and it'll be perfect.
You are the busiest. You're the busiest man in Magic, aren't you?
I keep myself busy, that's for sure.
All right.
Plus, we have all these sets and products to make and events to plan.
Yes. You just never stop. Do you feel any stress?
You know, people ask me sometimes, and I promise I'll get to my point. People ask me sometimes why I don't get jet lagged. Because I don't. It's my superpower. I fly around the world all the time. I'm in different time zones, and I don't get jet lagged. And I always reply that I don't get jet lagged, or either I don't get jet lagged, or I'm always jet lagged. I don't know the difference at this point. She asked me the stress question, and I don't think I'm stressed. I'm a pretty relaxed person, or I'm just maybe I'm just always stressed, and I actually have no idea what not being stressed is like. So it's one of those two. It's definitely one of those two options, but I like to think it's the first one. Turns out when you work on a game, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it is. It certainly can be very fun. How much time do you spend in spreadsheets, though? That's the bane of a game designer's existence.
Currently, I'm on my work computer. I've got 6 spreadsheets open, which is
good.
only battled by the 5 PowerPoints I have open and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The 11 of my true weapon, the untitled notepad document. 11 of those bad boys open right now.
I thought that was just me.
No. If you like game design, get used to untitled notepad documents in Excel.
Untitled documents of all kinds.
Can I say what any of these are named?
Untitled.
Oh, one of them is Gavin PTO 2019 to track my time off because I was entering in my time off. So
That's right.
Yes, the notepads are all named Untitled except for one, which is named PDF proofing. Huh? Who would have thought?
PDF.
Anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we won't ask which PDFs. I'm sure there's some secrets there.
I've got some great PDFs on my computer. Let me tell you.
So we brought you here, and obviously it's because of the timing. It's just me tonight, and I asked you to come on so we could talk a little bit about CommandFest.
Yes.
And then for people who are more interested in deck information, we'll talk a couple of minutes about decks, but this will be a very brief episode because we want to talk all about CommandFest. So, excuse me. So CommandFest is an event that's a brand new event that you announced, and Channel Fireball and a couple of other places announced would be held at 3 different cities, right? Seattle, Chicago, and Washington, D.C. over the next few months. And the focus, as one might be able to tell from the title of the event, is Commander. Now, what's the deal with this? What are you seeing? What are you envisioning for this this event?
Well, I've talked about doing a Magic-focused, non-competitive event like this for a really long time. You've even heard me talk about it to you in the years past. Like, it'd be really cool to do something like this. And I've always thrown it around. People have always talked about it. But we were talking about maybe doing something even this year for a while. But after seeing the huge success of Magic Fest Las Vegas, we kicked things into high gear. And we wanted to try this thing out. It was before Vegas happened, but after we'd seen the excitement build around it, after the numbers were in, and after we saw how well Channel Fireball was doing with the registration for that event, we decided to go forward with it and try it out for this year. So we're running 3 this year. Yes, they're all in North America, but it's kind of a test of the program. And if it's really successful, you will probably see more. And probably, I don't want to make any promises, but probably in places outside of North America next year. Ooh. And to me, it's a really great opportunity. And what you're going to be able to expect from these things. First of all, one thing I'm excited about is we actually have 3 different TOs running these, so tournament organizers. We have different people running each of them. So everyone's going to kind of put their own spin on it, which is cool. Channel Fireball is running the one in Seattle. Pastimes is running the one in Chicago. And Star City Games is running the one in Washington, D.C. And that's really, really exciting because they'll each get to try out a bunch of different stuff. And each of them has innovated so much in the past in different tournament areas. It'll be cool to see what they do. But things I would expect to see at a CommandFest is, of course, Commander. Lots and lots of Commander. That's evident from the name. But things that might be less obvious is you could expect to see other casual formats like maybe Battle Bond or Conspiracy Drafts are firing off. Maybe artists will be there because you love being to get stuff signed as a Commander player. It's really, really important. Maybe you'll be able to play some Brawl as well. Maybe if you want to play Star Magic or Plane Chase or Arch Enemy or these formats, this is the place for people who want to play not competitive, not structured Magic or less structured to show up and have a great time. There'll be stuff that might resemble tournaments in some areas of the hall, but the big area is going to just be free play, come play Commander and meet people, have a great time. And I'm incredibly excited about it. We've got some cool stuff planned for this, and I can't talk about it all quite yet. Otherwise, it's not just wizards that'll glare at me, but also all these tournament organizers that are working so hard that'll glare at me. But there's a lot of really cool stuff scheduled for this, and I cannot wait for you to all come and check it out.
And you believe that this is going to be a truly valuable and memorable experience for casual Commander players?
Yeah, I feel like if you play Commander, it's in the name, right? It's the CommandFest. If you play Commander, you should come out to one of these. Absolutely. Come show up. Get your tickets now, by the way, because who knows how much longer they're going to be available for. And come check this stuff out. And making sure that these early ones are big are super key to seeing stuff happen. I mean, literally, I said earlier, part of why these are happening now is how successful Vegas was. So if you want to see more stuff like this and do even bigger and better things with Commander, well, this is the place, right? Like, come and throw your support behind this if you can, and that might mean even more for next year. So it's a really big deal for us, and I hope you all enjoy it as well.
Yeah, people are very excited about it, and I know that our guest host, Olivia Gobert-Hicks, is going to be a guest at Seattle. Also, you got Sheldon Menery to fly across the country to be part of this?
Well, actually, I don't know if you saw the announcement earlier. We're finally able to pull this one out of the bag, but about at Star City Games con earlier this year, I was out with Sheldon and we were talking. And he mentioned, in passing, something like, one thing I would love to do someday is design a Magic set, but, that won't happen, blah, blah. And I was like, actually, let me see what I can do. Because I think that'd be a really cool opportunity. So I went back to work and I pitched it around to a bunch of people, and everyone was on board with it. Like, there was basically no resistance. He's such a pillar of the Commander format. He has a great mind for the game. And frankly, like, I don't use the word deserves lightly, but if someone deserves to come on and work on a Commander set, it's Sheldon, right? To put his weight behind it. So I can't say quite what he's going to be doing, but I can tell he's related to Commander, and he's going to have his hands in a lot of projects. And the really cool thing is that he is going to be a fully fledged member of Magic R&D during this time.
Really?
So yeah, he'll be working on all the Commander stuff that we want him to, of course. But also, if he wants to do drafts of upcoming sets, or give feedback in our meetings, or go through files and leave design comments, whatever he wants to, play competitive standard in the future league, I don't know. Whatever he wants to do for the couple months he's out here, he's going to have the chance to do it. And I'm so incredibly excited for him. And frankly, I'm excited that I'll get to work with him, and we'll get to build up that connection with the rules committee even further. So it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know who I'm more envious of, you or Sheldon at that point. I mean, it's just fantastic. That sounds like a great opportunity.
Well, maybe someday that'll be you.
Yeah, maybe someday when you're when you've worked through the 2,000 or 3,000 other personalities in the community.
Yeah, you're higher than 2,000. I'll put it that way.
All right, I'm above 2,000. So
top 2,000. Put that on your resume.
I will. It's going right on there. Well, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I did intend to ask you about that. So now you say you planned this before Vegas, which means that had you tipped me off, perhaps I could have been there at one of these. But because I planned a trip since Vegas, I've planned a trip to be in Hong Kong on CommandFest weekend. Believe me, I've considered breaking that trip.
Well, if it's any consolation to you, Phil, I will also not be at any of these CommandFests, which is kind of heartbreaking to me, unfortunately. But I have also had scheduled stuff going on, so I will not be able to make it. I'll be in Europe for another event, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be a great game convention over there that I'm going to be able to do some panels and stuff at. But I'm not going to be able to make it to any of them, even the one in my backyard. But I will still have a hand in designing what's going on there, and we've got some pretty neat stuff for it. So.
Yeah. Are you going to send a video team so that you can live vicariously through them?
Oh, I'll be watching social media. I'll probably be up at 4 a.m. like a naughty boy, just like reading through people talking about how much fun they're having at CommandFest.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, ironically, you and I will be geographically closer than either of us will be to CommandFest.
All right, well, I'll meet you in an island between, and we'll play a game of Commander.
Dubai is pretty centrally located.
No problem. There's a Magic store there.
Awesome. So again, the dates for Seattle and Chicago are November 1st and 1st through the 3rd. Sorry, not and the DC one, the Washington DC CommandFest is December 13th and 15th. What did you attempt to have all of them happen at the same time?
We're just trying a lot of stuff out, and given the schedule, it was kind of when tournament organizers could find venues that worked in good locations. We wanted to make sure they were near big cities. So yeah. I'm happy that we're able to try the experiment of, okay, can we run 2 on very different locations? And also, what happens when we have one on their own? How far will people go? Will people fly from the West Coast to DC for one of these? Mm-hmm. So I think, it's a thing we'll learn a lot from. And then next year, if we want to continue with this program, we can take all those learnings into account. It's always good to collect all the data.
That's very cool. I'm looking forward to many more of these. And, when it comes time to choose a Los Angeles CommandFest, I happen to know a person who runs a Commander event pretty regularly. And if you want his help, I can put you in touch.
Well, Los Angeles is a great spot, too. It's easy to fly into from a lot of different places. It's, of course, gorgeous all year round. So next year when we have to run one of these in, February or something, it'll be a great spot. So,
yeah it will
maybe.
Be. Yeah, it's like living in a resort year round. Unless you're inland a little bit, then it gets kind of hot, but that's all right. So that reminds me, I want to plug the Dragon and Meeple. I have a monthly Commander event at the Dragon and Meeple here in Los Angeles. The next one, as we record this, I believe is the 6th of October, and that starts at 1 p.m. So please do join me there. Now, Gavin, I have a couple of other questions I want to ask you because I want to start talking about decks more on the show. So even if we spend a few minutes talking about this, do you have time to talk about a couple of decks maybe that you're inspired by Throne of Eldraine to build, and then maybe some cards that you're going to put into decks that you currently run?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's dig into it.
Sweet. Well, let's start with decks that you're inspired to build. So what legendary creatures or planeswalkers, because we can talk about Brawl as well, are you really itching to build something around?
Well, I'm going to give you 2, Phil. First one is Menery. I don't remember what her appellation is. It's Menery, Lurker of the Loch.
Yeah.
This is super exciting card for a few reasons. First of all, it costs 1 less for every artifact you control. So if you don't know what it does, I guess we'll start there. I'll explain the card, because a lot of you don't know what these cards do yet because they're brand new. So it's 2 and a blue for a 1/2 legendary Merfolk Wizard. Ooh. It costs 1 less to cast for every artifact you control. And when it enters the battlefield, you mill your top 4 cards. Then you can tap Menery to choose an artifact in your graveyard, and you can just cast it this turn. You have to pay its cost still, but you can cast it. So first of all, this is really powerful because it reduces its commander attacks and its command cost. So even late in the game, you can still cast this for a relatively cheap amount of mana in any kind of blue artifact-based deck, which is incredibly powerful. 2, it just is a card advantage engine. Every turn you can cast an artifact from your graveyard.
Yeah,
whether that's milling yourself to find new things, or just repeatedly cycling any kind of cantrip artifact. It puts you up a card turn after turn, which is really exciting, like an Armillary Sphere or Wayfarer's Bauble. Like, there's a lot of really cool stuff to do with this. And I love playing blue, so it's a pretty easy sell for me to get excited about this card. Also, artifact decks tend to play a lot of artifacts, so it's just going to be really cheap to cast over and over and over again. So a lot of fun things to do here. And you have that great Lady of the Lake flavor too. So
yeah, that flavor is incredible. When I saw that painting, I was just amazed. And of course, it's iconic for those of us who are steeped in the nerd lore. And of course, with food being artifacts, and this set generating a ton of food, you expect to see her coming in pretty inexpensively.
This is definitely the most flavorful set, literally, we have ever made with all the food running around.
Yes.
I can't wait to see, by the way, at pre-releases, what people use for their food tokens.
Oh, right.
Like what unusual things do you bring to snack on?
Do you know if Eldraine is going to have regional food tokens? Like there were regional treasure tokens, the one you can get from Hong Kong?
Not any plans as of yet, but who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, let's hope so. I'd like to see a food token that's like a plate of chicken feet. That would be pretty cool.
I know Shivam would very much like a vegetarian-friendly food token.
Yes. And that would be red beans, I suppose. So, are you inspired? You said you were going to give me 2. Are you inspired by anybody else?
Well, and the other one is, so we have these great Brawl decks coming out. I'm super excited about them. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Brawl.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone who knows me for any amount of time, who has breathed in my general direction, knows about this. But the great thing about these Brawl decks is not only are they useful for Brawl, but also there's tons of great Commander stuff in them. And one that I'm excited to build with is Sir Gwyn, Hero of Ashvale. If you don't know what Sir Gwyn does, it's 3 red, white, and a black, so 6 mana, for 5/5 Vigilance Menace, Human Knight. And whenever an equipped creature you control attacks, you draw a card and you lose a life. Additionally, all your equipment you control have Equip Knight 0. So it really tells you to build an equipment tribal deck. And what I love about this card is I think it does an equipment knight tribal deck, rather. What I love about this card is I think it does a really cool thing that these kind of Brawl commanders do, where in Standard, it's very prescriptive, right? You're like, okay, put all the equipments in Standard that are reasonable that you can find, take all the knights in Standard that you can find and put them in. But in Commander, if you take this out of that Brawl context and put it in the wider ecosystem, you can play all kinds of wild equipment from Magic's history. And you have so many knights to draw upon. You can play Changelings. You have all these old knights you can play. You can play Sylvia and Korvath from Battle Bond. Like, there's so many options. And to me, this is a really exciting card. Plus, it gives red, white, black like a nice card advantage commander, which is crucial in a game of Commander. Yeah, he's 6 mana, but you can ramp him out pretty easily. And you want to spend your time getting your knights and equipment out anyway. So I feel like you'll slam this down on turn 6 or 5 or 3 with the Soul Ring or whatever it is that you do. And then you'll have some other equipment in play you can attach pretty readily. Of course, excellent to put any kind of Lightning Greaves foot boot style thing on him, so you can't hit him and he can attack right away. That's always nice too. So I'm excited to build with this.
Yeah, she's a really good card. I think, and in Commander especially, you can get over that initial cost. She's a 6 cost commander in colors that generally don't have a ton of ramp, although of course black can make up for that once you're able to reach back into Magic's history.
Right.
Yeah, I think...
And of course artifacts, right? Artifacts are the great unifier.
Yeah.
Arcane Signet, anybody? Arcane Signet?
Looking forward to it. I wish those were available in packs, though, because the individual accessibility of those cards is going to be it's going to get tougher and tougher.
Well, we are reprinting a ton of Brawl decks, so many Brawl decks.
Yeah, that's good.
You'll have a chance to get your hands on them.
Yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on those too. I'm looking forward to picking these Brawl decks up. You remember the decks that we built back in a year ago. I carry those with me whenever I go to the Commander event at Dragon and Meeple, and I end up with Like, if I'm going to teach somebody how to play Magic, first we do the welcome decks, and we do that until they're comfortable, and then I hand them the Gishoth deck. And and the Gishoth deck is just beautiful, right? And I tell them that their objective is to get Gishoth out and just push it forward. And I think in a lot of ways the Sir Gwyn deck is like that. But certainly the Kulain deck, who, by the way, the inspiration for that is Kukulain, right? Kukulain, I'm mispronouncing it terribly.
I don't know, honestly, as not a creative person. I don't think so, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up or ask a resident expert on lore, any of the several resident experts on lore. But Kukulain is definitely just like, you're going to be summoning creatures, so this is going to benefit you, and then you want to push them all forward. You go wide and push it forward. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that card is incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what people do with it.
I played in the Brawl event on Arena. That was...
that was a blast. That was
sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so happy we lined that up. Like, a trailer hit. That was ready to play right away. It was really cool.
Yeah. We were talking before the show, and I did say that the flavor has been fantastic for this set, of course. And that trailer was astounding. Just really good.
Well, just wait till you see what we have next.
Oh, I can't wait. You'll have to show me right after the show.
It's blowing my mind. It's, I love watching these. I feel like little animated movie shorts, and I'm ready to be like, yeah, I'll watch the full length version of this. Let's do it right now. So
Yeah. Okay, and so which cards from? Oh, that's right. I forgot Command Tower is technically an Eldraine now. I can see that down at the bottom.
You can play Command Tower in Standard, Phil. It's time.
Yeah. It's going to break Standard wide open.
Nothing is more terrifying. If your opponent plays a turn 1 Command Tower, either they don't know what's going on or you are about to get destroyed.
Right. Somebody has sat down at the wrong table.
Right. So there's a lot to be learned there.
Yeah. So what cards are you looking forward to using in decks that you already have established? Well, and if you want to talk about Dance of the Manse at all, that's fine too.
It's actually nuts you were going to say that, because that was one of the cards I was going to talk about, was Dance of the Manse. Because I think that's a really fun. I mean, you guys reviewed this well last week, but that's a really fun card. Lets you get back a ton of your enchantments, then attack with them. You talked about that, and I don't need to. To me, it's the thing I wanted to discuss the most are these legendary artifacts, these 5 ancient relics that have cost reduction. These things are wild. Like the magic mirror is nutso. The great henge that we showed off yesterday, that's like gives all your creatures extra counters and card draw. Ridiculous. Like those are aimed at Commander and Standard in some cases, but Commander for sure. And I would expect to see all of those show up in my decks. I don't know about you, but that's one I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that's a very cool. That's a very cool cycle. I looked at the one today. I'm sorry, it's the green one. I've already forgotten its name because
the Great Henge.
The Great Henge. That's it. I think of it as the Great Auto Include because it's so sexy.
Right. Just every turn you gain 2 life, and also your non-token creatures get bigger and draw you cards. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, we're just putting that in. I'm not even asking, and that explains Sir Farron, the Henge Hammer.
Yes, indeed.
Sorry, as I pull out random monocolor legendary creature.
No, I love that we have uncommon legends here. One of the things we were trying to do was make sure that this set felt like there were legends running around. You have all these knights, right? There are these famous knights that are running around. There's this history that's been here with these courts. Like, yeah, they're all there. We wanted to make sure they were uncommon legends, especially after seeing how well it worked out for us in things like Dominaria. We wanted to play it up again here.
Yeah, it definitely does feel like there are a bunch of knights running around, either stirring up or suppressing trouble.
And non-knights too. There's also the non-human lord as well, who's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, very cool. Thank you. And so the Great Henge and all of its ilk, the legendary artifacts will be in. I did. I forget the first one's previewed. It was the Magic Mirror, right? And I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is insane. And having colored legendary artifacts, I think, lends so much flavor to both artifacts and the entire set.
Yeah, one of our challenges with making really strong artifacts is if they're too strong, they show up in every deck. And so being colored allows us to tune that a little bit and print them. For example, equipment was a really big issue because if we made equipment too good, it would just show up in every deck forever. The swords are a great example of this, right? They just show up in all kinds of decks.
Yeah.
Color, of course, allows us to limit that a little bit. So there's a lot of interesting stuff we can do here.
Yeah.
And flavor, yes, of course.
Lots of flavor, of course. How come it wasn't add 2 green and create a food token?
Well, let's cut to the chase. It's going to feed you right away. No problem.
Yeah, that's a great and kind of crazy mana rock there. And in green, we're already going to have big creatures, so...
If you call that a mana rock, we need to have a discussion about what you believe a mana rock is.
Yeah, it's...
Is Gilded Lotus a mana rock? Would you consider that a mana rock?
I mean, this is basically just a fancy soul ring.
Is Mox Lotus a mana rock?
Yeah, totally. All
right, it is noted for the annals of history. Dreamstone Hedron, a mana rock.
Yeah, that's...
Here's what do the listeners say? Tweet at us. Let us know what you think what your line in the sand for mana rocks is.
Yeah, and I'm not even checking the Twitch stream. They're probably yelling at us. All right, cool. Well, I got to get you out of here so that I'm not responsible for your either rushing around or missing your flight entirely. Thank you for coming on. This has been absolutely wonderful, and I'm very happy to see that you're focusing, and by you in this case I meant the broader you, the Wizards of the Coast you, focusing on the Commander community and making sure that there are events just for us.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as you all know, I am the Commander architect at Wizards. That's what I'm focusing on right now. And
yes.
Any ideas you all have for making Commander a better place, please send them my way. I'd love to see what I can do to implement them. And Commander came from the community, and a lot of these great ideas also will come from the community. So please hit me up. Message me on Twitter at Gavin Verhey, and I'm more than happy to take a look.
Very cool. And once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, the many patroni who support us at Commanderin MTG.com/donations, and of course, the wonderful folks over at Quiver Time who make the quiver and sorted sleeves, like I've got their Artemis sleeves right here. And they sponsor our monthly giveaways, and we recognize long overdue on announcing the winner of our August giveaway contest. So we'll get to that as quickly as we can. Gavin, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a blast.
Always a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you all soon, and thanks for listening, everybody. Once again, it's the viewers. Actually viewers this time, not listeners. The viewers and listeners that make this all possible. So thank you so much.
Yeah, it really is. Thank you, folks. And we'll see you next time.